Hello, Peter, are you there?
I'm here.
Greetings and welcome to the live stream. You are live on twitch.tv, TheAdiposeTV, talking about Doctor Who Legacy. Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your words of wisdom with us. Guys, while the interview's on, I'm just going to turn off the follower alert because that noise is going to stop the interview. So I'm just going to turn that alert off for a minute, but I will turn it on back on a little bit later. Please keep following if you want to be in a chance of getting the giveaways. Peter, rather than me kind of giving you a little bio, why don't you tell us about yourself? How are you involved in Doctor Who Legacy and what's your kind of role?
Oh, crikey. So I've been making video games now for, well over 20 years. I've worked for Virgin Games, Mattel, Team 17.
Oh, what Worms?
Yeah, the Worms guys. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I've worked for a huge amount of people, but now I'm at the BBC. I started at the BBC last year, and our American cousins said that they appointed TinyRebel to make a fantastic new game, and that I would be working with them. So that's kind of my background for the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's just gone on from there.
And when you say you work for the BBC, is that kind of in their games division, like you're appointed to them to work?
So I work for BBC Worldwide.
Yeah.
And BBC Worldwide are the commercial arm of the BBC. So essentially, we are able to work with all of the BBC properties and make money from them. For all those people out there who aren't familiar with the way the BBC works, in the UK, everybody in the UK who owns a television pays the BBC some money every year, and that makes all of the wonderful programs that you see. So the Sherlock,
including Doctor Who, of course.
Oh, the Doctor Who, the Sherlock, the EastEnders, all that sort of stuff. That's all paid for by the British taxpayer,
which is of course me,
and of course you, indeed, and me. And so BBC Worldwide are the commercial arm, so we're allowed to sell it and to expose it to the rest of the world. So, you know, we give everybody outside the UK the opportunity to see these fantastic things and experience, you know, all of the things around them, like games and you know, and events. There are a lot of great events around Top Gear and Doctor Who, and they're well worth going to if you ever get the chance.
Fantastic. A few of the guys in the stream are just asking me about Martha's Power, who's the new character we're playing with this evening. It's called Triage, and I believe it increases the power of pink gems, which I think is what the guys are saying in the chat. So if at any point we get in trouble, we'll use Martha's Power to make sure we stay in the game. I'm taking on Trinzalore while I'm chatting to you, Pete. So hopefully I won't die horribly while taking on the Watchman here.
Fingers crossed.
So you weren't with this project at the very beginning, were you? You joined kind of part way through, and there was already kind of a bit of a game around. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. This started a couple of months before I started at the BBC, so you know, I came to it with a kind of fresh perspective. I'm going to be completely honest. I was a little bit, you know, I wasn't quite sure. I was surprised. You know, when I got the first build, it really amazed me. I mean, I'm an old school Whovian. You know, I'm like Susan and Lee from TinyRebel. You know, I'm 40. So
you've admitted to aging on live internet. Come on, seriously, think that through.
I'm a little bit older than 40, actually.
Oh, okay, that was the lie. Okay, fair enough.
You know, so I remember a lot of Doctor Who, and you know, it's quite close to my heart. And I thought, when I first saw the pitch, before I'd actually played the game, I thought it was a little bit simple. I thought, oh, you know, is this really going to please the fans? But once I got the build, I realised the strategy, the subtlety. You know, I've seen people on the internet saying, oh, it's just a match-free game, but you can move the orbs anywhere on the screen. And it's like, it's not just a match-free game. You can move the orbs anywhere on the screen, so you can set up, you know, great falls. So you can set up these awesome combos. And that's the key. That's the strategy, and certainly you need it when you're playing some of those later, tougher levels. And it was only once I got into that and recognizing how you can create the patterns and the different groupings, and that's where the joy is in the game. And I remember the first weekend that I got a build, I sat down. I remember waking up. I came downstairs. I made some breakfast and a coffee, and I sat down with my iPad.
Hang on, Pete, if I can just interrupt you for just one little second, because I'm just going to use Martha's power for the first time, just so I can show people in the chat. I'm getting properly whooped by these watchmen here, so I'm just going to use Martha's power, which should power up all the pink gems on the board. Oh, that is beautiful! Look at that lovely little glowing little halo there. And then, if we match up a load of pink gems, we should absolutely get ourselves out of any kind of trouble with a whopping health increase of about 9,000. Sorry, Pete, you were saying you came down and played on your iPad.
I came down. It was about 8 o'clock. I started playing the game, and seriously, I got so into it. It was after 12 when I put the game down, and every time I died, or the game ended, I just thought, I just want more go. I just want more go. I can do this. It wasn't the game that was defeating me; it was me that was making the mistakes. And that's the sign of a great game.
I agree. Like, for the first time I heard about it, I mean, the first time I saw there was a Doctor Who game, I first thought it was like fantastic. Then I saw it was a match 3 game, and like you, I was like, oh, is this? Do these kind of things pair up? But when the game first came out, I started making like strategy videos for it, like tutorials on my YouTube channel, and I haven't run out of things to talk about yet. There is so much strategy in there that, like you said, it's surprising. You think it's going to be this simple kind of like, oh, just destroy a Dalek type thing, but actually it's not. It's really quite deep and complex, and still finding new things to kind of do after all this time.
Yeah, I mean, even when I must have played through about half the content. And I played through half the content without any cheats, without any extra codes. And when I realised actually it wasn't just about powering up the team that I'd started with initially, I could create these other teams that might be specialised for particular levels. And it's that kind of depth that for a game, it's just fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just trying to update the iPad screen here. We've just lost the connection slightly with my lovely little iPad. Hopefully it will come back in a second. Oh, it's gone nasty, nasty black. Let me just try and wake it up again. Such is the fun of modern technology. Hopefully, I mean, obviously, guys, what you've missed is I actually just destroyed everyone, all the bad guys, just bowed down before me, and you've come back in just in time to see me do this.
I've got to ask, what colour orbs were you using?
All of them, like a big rainbow montage of violence. Oh no! I was doing a big heal, and then the connection between the iPad and the game froze. But it seems to be sorted out now. Sorry about that, guys. Do let me know. But apparently, in resetting my computer, I leaned too close to the camera, and everyone now seems to be chanting Addy's forehead into the chat. Which, yes, thank you. Yes, I have a large forehead. Well, it's just not a large forehead. There's just no hair on it. So how have you found the response from the Doctor Who fans, the fan websites? Because I mean, this is a no offense to you Whovians out there, because I'm going to call myself in that, but we are a tricky bunch to please. We like our Who. We don't accept substandard episodes or substandard acting or substandard special effects unless they're very cheesy. So I mean, have you been surprised at how positive it's been, or I mean, tell me about that.
I think I'm a Whovian.
Yeah.
I'm an old school Whovian, and I'd like to think that Whovians are really passionate about Doctor Who, and they're really discerning about stuff that's given to them. And I think we've waited a long time for a game that really has the same universal appeal as a TV show, and that's probably the toughest challenge anyone can kind of undertake, and I think Tiny Rebel really convinced us that they were the right people to invigorate Doctor Who gaming and give it a new lease of life, and it's worked really well. And we've got so many plans for the next 12 months to deliver new content and keep people entertained and, you know, given new challenges. And you know, obviously we've got the transmission of the new series in, well, I can't say when, but
at some point
in the autumn, let's say.
Okay. Oh, you heard it here first. Autumn. No. Shock.
Yeah,
put it on all the websites.
But yeah, you know, when we love the fans. The fans are great. I'm a fan. I finished the game. I want some new content. So that's our plan. And I know everybody at BBC Worldwide and at the BBC Public Service and at Cardiff, they love the attention from the fans for this game, and they're really happy that it's gone so far. But they want to do more. They want to make it bigger. So, you know, it's really great to get the support from everybody, not just in the fan base, but from the BBC. You know, they've seen how well received this game is and how much people love it, and they want it to succeed, and they want to, you know, keep it going for the future. So, you know, I know we've got plans for more content. I know people have asked for more story.
Yeah.
So there's so much more to come. It's so exciting.
I'm excited. I mean, it really is been a wonderful experience, kind of getting to know TinyRebelGames, and they. I mean, even in private, they are talking. I know that this sounds like I'm probably sounding a bit of a fanboy here, but even in private, TinyRebelGames are always kind of saying the fans. You know, we want to find out what the fans want. We want to give them what we want. You know, we love kind of interacting with the fans. You know, I don't think with them, I don't feel like it's a gimmick. I feel it's something that they really want to do, and I think that's one of the reasons why the game itself has actually been so successful, because it's you know, it's a labour of love for them. It's something that they really want to make a good job of to make the fans happy.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I speak to Susan every day, and you know, I keep up to date on what the fans want through, you know, the different feeds, and you know, we speak about it, and our licensing team are you know, they're all on board. They love the game, and they're ready and willing to do anything they can to make sure it happens. So, you know, I think this is, and this is my personal opinion, I think this is the best Doctor Who game that's ever been made. So.
Oh, that's a big claim. That is a big claim.
I know. But, you know, I've been waiting for a great Doctor Who game that engages and excites me, and you know, I love making the teams, and I love getting new characters, and you know, it's everything I wanted. You know, there are other gaming styles, of course, but this is the best game that there's been so far.
Right, Pete, if I could just interrupt you for a second, I just want to do our first giveaway of tonight. We're going to be giving away the Martha code to 250 people later on in the stream in about half an hour. But I want to give out a few codes before then. TinyRebelGames are standing by with a few codes, and what I want to do is I'm about to play this level here that's got a Doctor Who with a Fez outfit, and I haven't managed to get that, but we're going to give away a code for Doctor Who with a Fez for any of you guys in the chat. We've just got one code this time, but you can all enter, and the person that wins is going to get a Doctor Who with a Fez outfit. Now, what all you need to do if you want to be in with a chance of winning a Doctor Who Fez outfit is simply, if I just make sure I have set this up correctly on my screen, all you need to do if you want to be up for a chance of winning a Doctor Who Fez code is simply type the word Martha into the chat, and of course make sure you are following the stream. If you're not following the channel, it won't count, but you just need to type the word Martha. Okay, nothing else, not a sentence, not a paragraph, not Martha full stop, not Martha exclamation mark, just the word Martha. And then out of everyone that types the word Martha, I'm going to pick a winner in a second. Okay, so just type the word Martha. I'm going to give you about a minute to get your sentence, to get your Marthas in there. And TinyRebelGames are standing by to deliver a code to our winner just in a second. Please don't enter more than once. If you enter more than once, it will disqualify you, so you have been warned. And of course, double check that you have hit that follow button in the bottom of your stream. If you haven't hit the follow button and your name comes up, I'm sorry, but we're not going to send you the code. So, Pete, Doctor Who with a Fez outfit. Would this be what's your favourite Matt Smith costume? I mean, he's a doctor that likes to dress up, isn't he?
Oh wow!
Or most memorable, or the first one that pops into your mind. I mean, you know.
I love the Fez. I've actually got Fez myself.
Fezzes are cool.
Fezzes are cool. Now, I kind of toyed with the cowboy thing, but you know, it's the Fez. It does it for me.
It is. I think one of the things that Matt Smith has been so good at is just taking these random pieces of clothing that, let's be honest, aren't cool, and somehow just making them cool. You know, and just by almost saying it, they're cool, and you kind of go, yes, of course they're cool. I understand they're cool. I mean, how could I ever think that they weren't cool? But
absolutely, it's an amazing combination of Matt Smith's acting ability and the writers.
And I think, you know, the wardrobe department, for, you know, getting at the BBC, obviously getting the right Fez. You know, not any old Fez wouldn't do it. It has to be, you know, the right one. Let me take you across to my my desktop, guys. This is just so you can see that I'm doing this chat completely fairly, and it's not influenced by me. I've got a lovely little Chrome plugin here that has taken down all of the names of the people that have said the word Martha only once, and I've got a button here that says roll the dice, and whoever comes up will have won themselves a Matt Smith Fez code that TinyRebelGames are going to send to you. Of course, if your name comes up and you're not following the channel, I'm going to press roll the dice again, and you're not going to get it. So good luck to all of you that have entered this particular giveaway. There will be more later. And of course there'll be the Martha code after that. But I'm going to press it right now, and our winner of our first giveaway tonight is MZ Envy, who is following the Adipose TV, which is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, MZ Envy. If the Tiny Rebel Games, if one of you could PM her code, they'll be sending you a direct message on Twitch, or a personal message on Twitch. So if you could check those in a few minutes, and hopefully they will have got that code sent to you. If there's any issues with that, do have a little speak to me after the stream, and I'll help out. But hopefully that code should be coming to you. Congratulations, MZ. Let's take you back across to my lovely little smiling face and gameplay. We'll go back to talking to Pete. Now, Pete, obviously you've already said you can't give away, you know, series details, but can you announce anything which is kind of coming along which we don't know about yet, or something you're excited about in terms of the game, or, you know, can you give us any sneaky previews? What's coming up? Go on, tell us.
I was just wondering why I don't have a Fez outfit actually for Matt Smith.
You mean you produced the game and they haven't actually given you a code? I think that needs a serious chat with them tomorrow.
I'll be on the phone later.
I think you should. Maybe you should have entered the giveaway.
Well, you know, I could have. So, what's coming up? Oh, crikey!
Can you give anything away? A little sneaky hint.
Big update coming along in March, which is going to have a load more content, load more features, and we're really, really excited about that. I don't want to give away too much; it's too exciting. If I give away it now, it's just, you know, you've got to have something. You've got to have something to look forward to. And I think, of course.
Is it something that will please the? Let me ask you a slightly sideways question. When I've been going through the Facebook requests from people, you know, going on the Tiny Rebels Facebook, there should be some links coming up in the chat, guys, that gives you various links to the various websites. So do check those out. You know, there's a lot of people kind of saying we love the modern stuff, but also saying we like the classic stuff as well. And obviously Martha is a slightly older one as well, which is great. I mean, is the new update going to please both the modern fans and the classic fans?
Well, I hope so. I mean, certainly there is the intention to
do something wonderful. You don't have to give away too much stuff, but, you know, just there.
I'm not going to say John Hurt. But maybe there's the possibility.
That would be very cool. But
you know, the intention always was that we would start the Modern Doctors and move back through time.
Yes. And in true Doctor Who style.
Indeed, and it's certainly in terms of creating the content. that's our focus. And I can possibly say that today we were talking about Captain Jack and maybe lots of the characters around that time period in the show.
Obviously, talking about doesn't mean it's definitely coming, but it's good
No,
to know. It's good to
no.
know that these names are being batted around and they haven't been forgotten. And because I think these are the characters that people would love to see. I
We
mean,
have a plan for 50 years of content. And
this is a long lifespan for the game.
well, you know what? If people love it, if people want to contribute, and the app is free, and there are options to buy time crystals and things. But if things are popular, and we can make money, enough money to keep the game going.
Yeah.
Then we will carry on. We will go back through 50 years of content, through all of the doctors, through all of the enemies, through all of the allies, through all of the locations, everything. We love Doctor Who, and we want to play this game, and we want to play it with the things that we grew up with. So, it's really important to us that people love it.
You seem to have started some sort of mass outpouring of love for Captain Jack in the stream here.
Seriously, John Barrowman, what an awesome guy.
Oh,
He's a great character.
He should be. He's one of those people that I should just intensely dislike. He's arrogant. He's smug. He's not. He does musicals. I mean, I like musicals, but at the same time, I should dislike him. But at the same time, he's just so damn charismatic and likable. He's just awesome.
And you know what? He was in two of his first appearance was in two of the best episodes of the new series, The Empty Child, Doctor Dances. That was not only creepy. I mean, it was really creepy. Are you my mum?
Are you my mummy?
Yeah, exactly. And it was not only creepy, but it was awesome. And of course, everybody lived.
That one time, and that was such a lovely line. Because Eccleston's Doctor, of course, was by design such a gloomy Doctor as well, and to have that kind of sudden that change from him, you could see the joy it gave that particular character. You may not be able to answer this one in full. There's a question in the chat from Hawkia Canada. Apologies if I've pronounced that incorrectly. Asking if there's any plans to kind of try and get Torchwood characters in there as well. Obviously, you may not be able to give specific details, but would that be in your kind of ideal list of things to do?
Yes, they're actually in our list, yeah. We've got all the Torchwood characters, including Yanto, for all of those people who love Yanto.
Oh, well, the shrine in Cardiff speaks for itself.
Exactly. So, yes, they're on our list. As we work back through time, we will include them. All the Doctor Who, well, there weren't that many spin-offs, but certainly all the Doctor Who spin-offs, including K9 and Company, we will include all of the characters that we can. So, it's important for us. The fans know Doctor Who. They know all of the content. They know all of the things that have appeared over the year, all of the characters. So it's important for us to include them. And and at the end of the day, we can make great gameplay out of them because they're fantastic.
I'm just going to wreck the on-screen chat for a second because I saw there were some questions from people in the chat, and I want to put those to you if I can. So apologies that we're going to get a weird binging noise for a second.
No, go for it.
Excuse me 1 second. People are talking. Someone asked about the Dream Lord, but I think obviously you guys have said you want to get every kind of character in there, every kind of enemy. So I think we can, as long as we get to those episodes, I think we can hopefully kind of expect that. We've asked for. Yoda ate my head asks, any chance of getting Moonbase tie-in content to promote that DVD release later this month? Some BBC worldwide cross promotion. I must admit, I don't understand the question. Moonbase tie-in? Does that mean something?
Okay, so the Moonbase is the Cyberman story from Patrick Troughton's era.
Oh right, wow, okay. Were you there at the time?
Unfortunately not, no. I'm a little bit too young for that one. It's released on DVD. There's going to be no tie-in directly with that. However, there may be a future tie-in with
something else. You can't give away too much, otherwise you're going to get shouted at.
Really can't say. But I'm working really hard with the rest of the guys at BBC Worldwide to do some direct tie-ins for future content that will maybe have some special episodes in Legacy that tie in directly with DVD releases. So that would be really good. Great for fans. I mean, they'll be free.
Yeah.
Still, in the spirit of the game.
Of course.
They'll be available, for people who buy the DVDs first, and then afterwards for everybody else. So, yeah, there's my remit as a Doctor Who producer is to make sure that, first of all, the fans are engaged and they're pleased and they're really happy, and they continue to love Doctor Who as we all do, and we just want to create great things.
Now, it sounds awesome. It sounds awesome. It's going well, and thank you so much for joining us in the show tonight. Now, Susan was telling me earlier that you have a particular character from the Patrick Troughton era, I believe, that you would like to see added to the games at some point in the future. Would you like to tell us who that was, or a particular monster, I should say?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's choosing a favourite character is really, really tough. I mean, I I grew up in the 80s really, and stories like Seeds of Doom scared me. they scared me witless. Pyramids of Mars was just awesome, and in the 70s in the UK, the BBC released audio versions of Genesis of the Daleks on cassette and LP. If anybody remember LPs, they were these kind of.
I only just about remember cassettes.
And I actually wore out my cassette listening to Genesis of the Daleks so many times, and I think my dad tried to ban me from watching it because I literally was hiding behind the sofa watching Genesis of the Daleks.
And if I could pause you for a second, I am actually getting whooped by these robots here. I may not survive this, so I've used Martha's ability as a desperation here. We've powered up one of these gems. It's one positive and two negatives, so I've got no idea what it's going to do, but I hope it's going to be enough that we survive. Yes, so just before we say goodbye, Pete, I just want to do one last giveaway. Now, Susan was telling me that you're a big fan of the Yeti. Is that right?
That is true. In fact, that is my favourite Doctor Who story. Bizarrely, I've not seen it. It's because it was broadcast before I was born, and it was recently discovered.
No, we died. We died badly. Sorry. So carry on.
It was recently discovered and released on. It's going to be released on DVD soon. But yeah, I've got a huge collection of original Target books, the novelizations of the Doctor Who stories. And when I was growing up, The Web of Fear was my favourite book, and I reread it and reread it and reread it. And it's just fantastic. I mean, it's so scary. The idea of it, the London Underground, London's been evacuated, surrounded by fog, and there's killer Yetis. And it introduced Colonel Lethbridge Stewart, who later became Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. And it was fantastic. And I'd never seen it because it was unfortunately deleted by the BBC, and as I said, recently rediscovered in Africa. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to watching that when it's released.
Alright guys, I've just taken the Adipose out of my team there. He was a lovely little chap, but he's not quite high enough a level for me to take this guy's down. But just before we say goodbye to Pete, I would like to give you guys just one more chance, a chance to win a copy of the Adipose. We were giving them out last week as our main giveaway, but for those of you that weren't here, I'd love to give you an opportunity to win that Adipose code. So, as Pete's favourite monster was the word Yeti, I would like you guys to simply say the word Yeti all by itself if you would like to be in a chance of winning this. Remember, don't say it more than once, don't use the word Yeti in a sentence, just say the word Yeti if you would like to be in a chance with winning an Adipose code right here this evening. Again, I'll give you just a minute to type that into the chat if you are if you're interested in that. Pete, thank you so much for joining us here this evening. I understand you stayed up late especially to speak to us. So
yeah, I've got a very early appointment.
So thank you so much for that. Anything you'd like to final word to the fans? Anything else you'd like to say before we sign off for the night?
Support Legacy. It's a great product, and as long as people support it, we will continue to make great content for it. So thank you very much, and enjoy the game.
Thank you very much. Take care, Pete. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Okay, guys. If you have enjoyed speaking to Pete tonight and having the interview, the producer from the BBC there of Doctor Who Legacy, please do say thanks to him in the chat. I'm sure he's still watching the stream, so I'm sure he will receive your messages. I'm just going to take